an absolute roller coaster of emotions. It's like this mad, it really is like a roller coaster in the way that when you're going up, you're just like, you're so stressed. And then it gets to the top and then it goes over and you're like, this is the most fun I've ever had in my entire life. I love it so much. And then every day is like, and then you get to the end of the ride and you're like, you're like so knackered.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. And I love, honestly, I really, really love it. It's like a crazy up and down madness. You have different types of parents. You have parents that like are baby led or schedule led usually. And we're like both have their absolute like the parts that are brilliant about it. We'd like prefer to just have a schedule and then it takes the guesswork out of it for us. Because we know when he's tired, we know when he's feeding those times. And yeah, he sleeps okay now, which is great. Unless he completely up his back, in which case he wakes up and it's the worst thing of all time. He has the most explosive. It's so intense, Haley. It's like it goes up to like the base of his back, like of his neck. It's like incredible. So that's why we started working with Pampers because they came out with this new thing that's like a punami thing,
Yeah.
and it has like this pocket that catches it. It goes up and it catches it in this little pocket, and so it's been a genuine lifesaver. You think it's going to be the awful part of it, just like dealing with like these bodily fluids, but part of me just as a parent, you love them so much when they do something so impressive, like up their back. You go, fair play, man. Well done. He's good at something. Unfortunately, it's sick. He loves like when I chuck him above my head, he like loved it so much. He laughs so much, but also it makes him vomit a bit sometimes. And it's really difficult for me because I love making him laugh. And well, obviously I hate having his vomit in my mouth, but I've got, it's difficult. It's difficult to pick. I've become much more emotional. I keep just like randomly crying in Sainsbury's. It's like I don't know whether that's because I'm sleep deprived, like 82% of my parenting friends. But just so I feel like this is going to be sound very cheesy, but I feel complete, and I feel like it's the most wonderful thing, and I feel like it's given me like a reason to work and a reason to come home, and I just love our little family and our little gang that we have. It feels like honestly the first time I've ever had a friend. It's absolutely lovely. Definitely changes your relationship. And that sleep deprivation is like a big part of it. Obviously, you become a bit aggy with each other, and you've just always got to remember that like I always try and tell myself it's the sleep deprivation. It's not the fact that I hate my wife. And if you remember that, and then you have a little sleep, and then you're like, oh yeah, I actually really love her. I forgot about that. I just needed a crisp 7 hours. And we just get on really well. And like I don't know when there was definitely a moment even on our first date where I was like, oh, this is like the best date I've ever been on with the best person I've ever been on and the absolute right timing for that. And because I personally think it's that there's not necessarily a one for you, but it there's it's about finding the right one at the right time. And it just happened all at exactly the right time for both of us. And if I met Hannah when I was 22, it would have been an absolute, she wouldn't have even looked at me. I was like, I would have, she would have walked straight past me and she wouldn't have even noticed. And I would never have had the confidence to walk up to her either, or message her back on Instagram as that's how it happened. But she's, she's genuinely brilliant. We just communicate well. And I think that's the big thing with parenting is that as long as you communicate well, then you'll make great parents.